I am here with a public service announcement of sorts, speaking to you about why Funimation is not going to fix Dragon Ball Super's animation, as it's not necessary and it doesn't make any logical sense. Let's talk about Super's history with coming into fruition first. The animation teams working on Super were extremely crunched for time in the first couple of story arcs, so quality was reduced quite a bit. Now the thing that doesn't add up is that Super doesn't really have terrible animation, and it was more the artwork that was presented. Every time somebody claims it's bad animation and they're referring to an off-model screenshot from an episode, that's art, that's a still frame of how the characters look. Well, to be honest, isn't animation also art because it's a type of art form? Yeah, there seriously needs to be a new term for off-model frames in anime, but I digress. For the sake of convenience, let's just call it art. Anyway, if articles were trying to sell a still frame as bad animation, that's just blatant misinformation. Yes, the animation in these circumstances is not the issue, it's how the anime looks with one screenshot and it's not even in motion. Also, the bad art has been rectified in future episodes of Dragon Ball Super, so there's nothing to worry about. It's possible to claim any animated movie or anime has bad art if you're looking at an in-between frame and not viewing the piece in motion. For example, if we get this screenshot from Battle of Gods and claim that the whole movie has bad animation, that's a disservice to the film and once again, misinformation. I'm not saying you're not allowed to have your opinions about Dragon Ball Super, I certainly did with episode 5, but art and animation are completely different things. Moving on to Funimation and how they have no involvement in Dragon Ball Super's art. There is a terrible misunderstanding here, since people are claiming that Funimation might fix the animation, which will never happen and is simply false. First and foremost, Funimation is a dubbing and distributing company only and doesn't consist of correcting frames in anime. It might be a surprise, but I kind of sort of see where people get this false idea in mind. This is due to the original Dragon Ball Z dub and how that was presented. Now let me explain. In the early to mid 90s, Funimation, which was an upstart company back then, bought the license for Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Since they didn't have the funds to dub the show themselves, they had to collaborate with other companies to successfully air the show with an English cast. So they teamed up with Saban and Ocean Studios and aired Dragon Ball Z on children's TV in 1996. And because it was on children's TV, it was heavily censored from the Japanese uncut version. Now these were not just simple cuts, as they changed the art drastically. A notable example is Master Roshi drinking fizzed up water instead of a usual beer in the original. The difference between now and back then is that Funimation is a different company and will not fix, change or manipulate Dragon Ball Super's art or animation at all, as well as any other anime that gets picked up by them. Why exactly? Well, that's definitely another video for another day. Furthermore, TV networks have loosened up to the idea of Japanese cartoons containing their original contents. Fun concept, right? I mean, it's only been like 20 years or so late, but I'm getting sidetracked. To conclude, when somebody says Dragon Ball Super's art or animation needs fixing, just say it all needs to be based on seeing it in motion and how you perceive things. Right now you can look at this screenshot and say it's bad, and then I can say it could be an art piece on how Goku is representing Toei and how they are too big for their own good, being too greedy with money and not focusing on the passion of the art form. As Goku descends onto the ground and becomes smaller, that's their business ways becoming more and more clouded and out of touch. That's how I could view it. Well, not really, I don't believe that at all, but let's just go with it for this example. Now, it sounds like an awesome piece of art, doesn't it? It's all about perception and how we view things, like I said. It's the same exact thing with news articles claiming that Super has bad animation, creating false information without research. Even I am doing that with trying to script out this video, attempting to persuade others to understand that I'm trying to be professional on this platform, that's why I'm scripting this video. You see what I mean here? People just need to take a page out of Goku's kanji, which is go, meaning to perceive and understand, and take a look at things at all angles before judging the object as a whole, along with claims that Funimation should fix up the animation and art when that's clearly not going to happen. Thank you for taking the time out to watch this analysis, exploring Funimation's history and the way media outlets view animation and art. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and share this video out to the world if you don't mind. See you next time.